With the winter solstice around the corner, our focus today will be attuning to winter. Just allow yourself to settle in to your seat. As energetic beings, as energy being the fabric of our creation, we are attuned to all of creation around us. And nature, of course, has her cycles. And when we can allow our being to attune to the cycles of nature, which have a very important purpose in keeping the balance, it can help us to keep balance within ourselves and within our lives. So how do we attune to the weather, to the seasons, to nature? Well, we do this through our bodies. And so today, I invite you to just think about the word winter. Generally, the word itself will bring up all kinds of associations, whether that be memories, feelings, likes, dislikes. We may have ideas in our mind as to what our favorite season is. But all of this needs to be set aside in order for us to relate to this energy movement called winter. And so the invitation is to let go of all of the mental and memory-based associations that we have with winter and to connect with it directly. And even though we may not be outside in nature right now, likely all of us have had some experiences directly with the elements. And so that may be evoked within our beings as well. But mostly, just like in any relationship, in order to meet it fresh and to be available to the current teachings that are available to us, it's helpful to, as much as possible, let go of everything we think we know about what winter brings us, or again, our likes and our dislikes. Oftentimes, when there are seasons that feel challenging for us, we can tend to brace. And of course, this makes us unavailable to the beauty and to the important teachings that come through a season, and the teachings that help us to also connect to the seasons and the cycles of our own being and of our soul. So we're dropping this word winter into our being like a pebble being dropped in a pond, and it will kind of ripple through the being, and it may evoke feelings, memories, and other things. And so you can allow it to do that without grasping onto any particular details that arise. And at the same time, if there is an emotional response or an energetic response that you're feeling in your body, allow the lens of your awareness to include that, to encompass that, because these are important ingredients to our connectivity and our receptivity to the season. So perhaps we could start at the beginning, and that is to drop the word winter into our body, to allow what that evokes to arise. Perhaps to notice first just your sense of connection to the weight of your body resting on the earth. So when that word drops into your system, do you feel grounded? Do you feel settled? Do you feel sort of unrooted? What do you notice about your experience, this moment's experience? And then open to that. We're not trying to change that at all. We're not trying to make it a particular way. We're just noticing what our current relationship with winter is and how that expresses in the body. And you may notice that just the willingness to bring awareness to gravity and how it gently pulls the body down into the holding of the earth begins to help the whole system to settle. And so you can allow it to find its way in its own time. There's nothing we really need to do here. The body wants to relax. It wants to settle into a deep relationship with the earth. Beautiful. And now just once again, just drop that word winter in, just like a pebble dropping in, just to kind of start the ripples again. And notice your breath. What happens to your breath, or what is showing up in your breath right now? Does it feel restricted? Does it feel short, long, smooth, slow, fast? What do you notice? And once again, just let it be. These are kind of the portals that are opening up to allow us to enter into a more direct and honest and true relationship with the season so that we can receive it and it can receive us. So how is your breath feeling now? Just let it be as it is. You'll likely notice finer details of the breath and also subtle shifts even from one breath to the next. How lovely it is to be reconnected with this beautiful rhythm, and how the breath can sense our awareness and how it helps it to relax and to find its flow. And with that relaxation is the possibility of connecting more directly to life in general, but in the case of our meditation today, to this energy and to the gifts that the season of winter brings us. When the system is relaxed and open, it is, of course, much more receptive to the relational field. Nice. And you may even be noticing the whole body is beginning to respond to this collective awareness that we're bringing to our moment. And so we can drop that word into the system again, winter, and now open the lens of our awareness to include the physical body. So there may be this kind of typical bracing that we have against the cold that happens perhaps in the shoulders and the belly. So just notice that with kindness and see what happens. When we brace against the elements, we remove the body's capacity to harmonize with them. So, what is it to allow the body to relax, even in the context of perhaps cold weather? Of course, our capacity to stay warm in the cold is enhanced when we are relaxed. The body can send blood and warmth to all of our extremities. And just notice any kind of bracing in the gut. Sometimes driving or even walking in the wintertime can feel a little bit stressful. And so there's this kind of memory of clenching. Well, let's give our bodies the opportunity to unwind. And now once again, drop that word winter like a pebble through the top of the head. Let it ripple through your being. And this time open to the realm of emotions. Perhaps emotions that you can name with an actual label, but it could also be just a kind of a feeling sense that you know is emotional, but there's no real label for it. It could be just maybe a sense of resistance or a sense of excitement. So there can be contrasting feelings too, some that feel comfortable, some that feel not so comfortable. And see if you can open the lens to include both, because they are both here. So just really kind of letting go of the mind's need to have things be logical. How can two completely opposite things be coexisting? Well, because they are, if you really open and you move beyond the black and white nature of the mind. And so you're just kind of open to the whole of it. There may be some, subtle flavors of joy and lights and freshly falling snow in the midst of, the part that braces against the harsher parts of nature or of winter. And also some of us don't particularly enjoy all the darkness. So the body can tend to really kind of brace or resist that. So just notice where those emotional energies are living in your body, and without making them wrong or without grasping at changing anything, just really acknowledge them. And before long, you may notice the experience is going deeper and deeper into the subtleties of the energy body. And many of us will begin to feel a big part of our experience unfolding in the chakras, in the energy centers as they integrate some of the material that we have been evoking in our meditation. And so notice that. Are there any particular energy centers that are active right now? For what it's worth, I'm noticing a little bit of squeezing in the very top of the throat, as well as warmth in the solar plexus and the sacral area. And when I mention these things, it may well be that I am connecting to the collective energy of the group and that many of us may be feeling these things, but always trust your own experience. And remember that you are just a witness here to a natural unfolding, a natural tendency that the body has to unwind and to release its burdens so that we can have a more open and available relationship with ourselves and with the world around us. And so, as we have been making our way through the various ways of knowing, you are perhaps now more in touch with a sense of spacious presence, that witness that is simply open to the unfolding. And so at any time, you're more than welcome to let go of the practice that we've been doing today and to simply rest as presence. You could occasionally drop the word winter in to explore that relationship. You could also continue to shine the light of awareness on any energies that are evoked. So just trust yourself for these last minutes of our meditation. But mostly, I did want to underscore that it is important at the end of any meditation practice that we include at least some time where we're letting go of any type of directing of the attention, such as I've done today, in favor of just simply resting in and as awareness and allowing ourselves to receive the deep nourishment that comes from that.